When Elvis Presley first met his King Creole co-star, Jan Shepard, in January 1958, he made a surprising statement to her.
He said, "Honey, either I'm going to have to give you my jacket, or you're going to have to give me your pants."
Jan, who played Presley's sister in the film, spent a lot of time with Elvis in Hollywood during the filming of King Creole. In 2019 at a film festival, Shepard, who was 91 years old at the time, recalled the memorable story of when she first met Elvis.
Want to know how I met Elvis?
Yeah.
You want to know?
Absolutely.
Okay. When you do a film, they insure you. So you must go to the studio doctor to have a medical examination. So they told me that I had to go, so I went to the studio, just, it was casual, just a shirt and slacks on, and I went, someone was in with the doctor, so I just waited in the lobby, and I heard this kind of joking around coming in the doorway, and it was Elvis with his friends, and he looked at me and I looked at him, and we started laughing. He had a jacket on that looked like it came from the same bolt of material that my slacks were. It was really funny. And we started laughing. And he said, "Honey, either I'm going to have to give you my jacket, or you're going to have to give me your pants." And that's how I met Elvis. But he was adorable. He was a teddy bear. He was. He wanted to hug him. He was and he was just adorable.
Yeah.
Never had a dime in his pocket.
Mm-hmm.
If he was hungry for an apple, I'd have to give him a dime to put in the machine, and he'd get an apple.
Yeah.
But he was a darling. If he saw you and you were quite a distance away and you were coming, he would start running toward you. And you'd have to be like that because he's going to pick you up and swing you around. And he was so playful. And we did King Creole. He was never in the dressing room.
Right.
He was always out with the extras and the orchestra and the band.
Right.
And fun, just a lot of fun.
Jan also said this about Elvis on the set, quote, "He liked to joke and he liked to tease and people just felt very warm toward him," Jan explained. "I saw that with people who didn't even know him and were there for maybe one day of shooting. I know that they left the set feeling like they really knew him because he gave you that impression." Jan was with Elvis eating lunch at the Paramount Studio cafeteria when Elvis met one of his acting idols, Marlon Brando. "Right behind me was Sophia Loren and Carlo Ponti," Jan described. "And behind Elvis was Marlon Brando with his group. Elvis was looking at Sophia Loren, right over my head. He just shook his head. He had his sandwich and he was going, 'I don't believe this.'" Jan told Elvis, "Marlon Brando is sitting right behind you. If you get up, you are going to slam right into his chair. So when we get up to leave, gently push back and he'll turn around." And that is exactly what happened, Jan said. Elvis and Marlon shook hands. "Elvis was just on cloud nine walking back to the set," she said. "He was so thrilled he met Marlon Brando. I think Brando was just as thrilled to meet Elvis as Elvis was meeting Brando." A week or two later, Sophia Loren saw Elvis at the cafeteria, and she went over to him. Sophia, who was just a few months older than Elvis, introduced herself to him, and they ended up taking a few pictures together. Actress Dolores Hart, who played Presley's love interest in the film, had become good friends with Elvis. She had also starred with him the year before in the film, Loving You. Dolores was throwing a birthday party for Jan Shepard on February 22, 1958. She invited Elvis, but she and Jan both did not think he would actually show up.
Stuffed tiger on his shoulders, and he's carrying a big box roll with ribbons and everything over it. And Dolores said, "I'm so glad you could come." And he said, "Well, it's my sister's birthday." Of course I'm coming.
That's sweet.
And then because I had asked them for, you know, when you're in the show with Elvis at that time, and they knew it, people would know it, they'd say, oh my God, get us a picture. And I kept saying to him on the studio, you know, Elvis, I need some pictures of you for the neighbors.
Right.
And he said, okay, but never gave them to me. And then when he walked in with this big box, and I said, when to put it down.
Right.
And he said, no, 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 I want you to open it. And so I opened it, and it was a camera with a light bar, rolls of film, and he said, take your pictures. Now let me tell you, Colonel Parker would not have liked that. Because Elvis never really went to people's homes. They always had to come to him.
Dolores brought Elvis to sit by the piano. She played the first song, and only song she knew, on the clarinet with Elvis as he played the piano. The song was an instrumental called Whispering. Then she let Elvis take over as he sang and played, alternating between the guitar and the piano, and everyone sang along. Jan said she remembered Elvis playing the guitar and singing the song Arrivederci Roma at her birthday party. It had been recorded by Mario Lanza and later Dean Martin. After the King Creole filming ended, Elvis went to serve in the army for 2 years. Meanwhile, in 1963, at the age of 24, Dolores Hart decided to become a nun and entered an abbey in Connecticut, where she has remained throughout her life. Jan said that Elvis asked about Dolores when she saw him in 1965 during the filming of Paradise Hawaiian Style. Jan played Betty Kohana, the wife of Presley's friend in the film.
With the Hawaiian Style, I noticed that he had the Memphis Mafia with him.
Right.
Which was a bunch of guys from Memphis that hung around him. And he was kind of quiet. Of course, by that time, Dolores had been in the monastery.
Right.
And he knew that I had gone back to see her, so he inquired quite a bit about her. But he would, I noticed he was drinking a lot of water, and he was reading a book on theology. And I thought, what's going on? Is he going to become a minister? You know,
Losing another one to religion from the cast of King Creole.
He was really into it.
Yeah.
It was really something.
More fascinating facts about Elvis' life and career, as well as a full list of Presley's movies ranked by box office earnings, can be found in Trina Young's book, Elvis, Behind the Legend, the first of 4 books that she has written. Read a free excerpt at elvisbiography.net. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to like this video to help this channel grow. Watch more videos about Elvis and the women in his life on my Loving the King podcast. One episode features the story of Elvis and exotic dancer, Tempest Storm. Please subscribe to this channel and ring the bell for notifications of future videos. And watch this video next.